Coach, could you just talk about the job that Phillips did today for you and how explosive he was to get the game going for you guys?
Yeah, no, I think the word I've been using is cautiously optimistic because I've seen a lot of really, really good things in the spring and in fall camp. But it was good to see him because he has short, quick bursts, but he also has the breakaway speed that he can finish it when he breaks the line. So really, really pleased to see him have some success. And I think want to see us be a little bit more efficient in the run game. Good to see us break those long ones, but I think we can be a little bit more efficient and then add that to our receiving core. I think that will be a recipe for success for us.
Coach, here in the back. I hate to nitpick for a win, but in the red zone, 4 red zone appearances, 4 red zone field goals. How do you do to correct that to finish the drive?
Yeah, it was negative plays for us. We got to eliminate negative plays in the red zone. The last one, I thought we did a really good job of taking a lot of clock there in the fourth quarter. So very, very pleased with that one. But the 3 in the first half, no doubt, that's what we talked about at halftime was finishing. Let's finish on third downs. Let's finish in the red zone. Those are the things that we needed to do to be successful.
Matt, the defense got some stops in some important spots in the second half. What did you think of your run defense in particular?
No, I was proud of them bowing their neck, especially on those 2 fourth downs late. I was happy to see us. The one in the end zone, 3 guys diving at the ball and the ball coming out. Multiple people around the football. I think that was huge. There was a couple times we got gassed there, especially in the second half. So really got to work on trying to get some guys in there staying fresh.
Matt, I know your expectations for the group was high given the talent level, but how would you describe what your receivers did today?
The thing I really am impressed by is how they play for each other. No different. A great example is Lodge coming back and blocking for AJ, and when they double covered AJ on the second play of the game, where DK was able to get a one-on-one matchup. So how they complement each other is really, really special, and we just want to continue to build on that.
Matt, what were your thoughts on the way maybe Jordan managed the game, not only just some of the throws that he made and that kind of thing, but just in terms of just kind of how he ran the offense?
No, yeah, I thought he did a good job. I think, maybe there were a few RPOs. He might have held on to it a little bit too long early in the game, but, he was trying to make a big play down the field. But, he protected the ball and was very, very proud of that.
So, Matt, we talked about defense a little bit, but in that third quarter, it seemed like Bowman was able to get into a rhythm. What did you guys need to adjust in order to not let that continue?
We're a tempo team ourselves, so you see when a tempo gets going, you can't sub, and they kind of got rolling on us, and they got us a little bit on our heels. But again, getting off the field on third down, that's the big key. That way they can't get into tempo.
And then any update on Cavante?
No, I think he left the game early with a head injury, but I'll find out more here right after.
Along those lines, Mac, Jalen, and was there anybody else who left and didn't come back?
Yeah, so I think I got to check on Jalen, maybe Alex Givens, and then Cavante. But I'll go when I leave here. I'll go check and make sure.
Obviously, Carter goes out for them early. They obviously do what they do in the passing game, but bringing in the freshman, did that change your approach or anything that you guys did defensively once it came in?
The thing, for a first game, you try to, and they didn't announce the starter, so you prepare for all 3 anyway. But him and the starter were very similar, and I believe the other young man was more of a runner. So it was very similar to the game plan we had for the starter.
Coach, back here again. This team is kind of new and kind of old. You got new pieces coming in, and there's a lot of question marks. What does this win and the way that you won mean to the start of this season for you?
I think it's big. It gives you some positive momentum. What I've been preaching to them is we get 12 opportunities together. That's what we get, and we want to take it one at a time and then take advantage of the time that we have together. And we do have a good mixture. We have a lot of guys that have played a lot of football, and then we got some youngsters that obviously learned a lot today. But there'll be a lot that we can improve on from week 1 to week 2. But that's part of the beauty of playing a really good opponent in week 1. You can find out a lot about where you are.
With so many offensive weapons on your team, how nice was it to be able to see Jordan kind of get to all of them and kind of spread things out for you?
Yeah, and again, Coach Longo does a great job with his offense, and it's not certain plays aren't designed to go to certain people. It's just we go to space, and wherever, if they want to double team one, we're able to go to the other. So I think that's pretty unique, but it did work out with a lot of balance, and that's good.
Matt, you talked about Scotty a little bit. It looked like in the first 2 series of the game, he kind of struggled a little bit, but once he got into rhythm, he had more success. Did y'all do anything different schematically, or is it just a matter of kind of him finding his footing?
No, a little bit early. I'm sure maybe some nerves or anything, but we didn't do anything different. We stayed with our game plan, and the thing, he was able to pop them inside on a couple of big runs, and credit the O-line.
Matt, on some of those, he had obviously several big runs. On some of the runs where, maybe he didn't get what you guys were looking for, did you feel like it was close at times? I mean, you mentioned working from week 1 to week 2. Is that kind of one of the things you'll be looking at, is getting that consistent 4 or 5 yard run?
That's right. That's what I was referring to early as being efficient. I thought there were a few times that we weren't efficient. But I will say this, the good thing was a 4th and 1 early in the game. We popped the big one. Late in the 4th quarter, we were able to drive the football and burn some clock when we needed to do that, or maybe we haven't been as good at that in the past. So really, really happy to see that part of the run game. When you got to have it and they know you're going to run it, still be able to do it. I thought that was good.
Matt, towards the end of the game, Custis had 3 back-to-back-to-back plays where he broke up would-be touchdown passes. What was he able to do? Why was he able to put himself into those positions?
Well, I think it's the way he's prepared. Everybody saw in the video he gave up his number to just being unselfish in the way he's prepared. I've seen him grow up a lot off the field, and I think it's paying big dividends for him on the field. So I think it's a credit to the way he's prepared. And Vernon Dasher coming in behind him where he can be fresh at the end, where he doesn't have to play the whole game. So having that depth where he can be fresh and with the way he's prepared, I think those 2 things were why he was able to be successful.